What's going down, people? How you doing? TK coming at you, and I gotta ask a question. And I know the answer to the question is no, and don't ruffle my feathers and all that other bullshit. But guess what? Let's keep it real for a second. Keeping it real. When keeping it real goes wrong, and you ruffle people's feathers and get them to the point where they don't want to see reality or hear reality or even talk about it, that's the kind of world we exist in. But let's get right to the point. Let's get down to the nitty gritty in terms of the slave plantation that we live on, and the fact that people are too fucking stupid to even know that we're on a plantation. I took a nice class in college that was called The Facade of Democracy, and it basically just talked about how the influence of money within our monetary system defines people's morals, which leads to being able to dictate a situation based on how much power or money influence that you have. So because that's a fundamental flaw within our system, it constantly creates this plantation where everyone's comfortable with putting their foot on your neck. And it's a top-down system where even other slaves put their foot on other slaves' necks. So there's a foot on your neck, you put a foot on somebody else's neck, and everyone's vying for their ability to control someone else. I have to put you in your place because somebody's putting me in my place, and everything rolls downhill. As opposed to a higher society, an elevated consciousness, and a level of superiority that comes from intellect, not comes from physical force, manipulation, and control. Completely different. So because people are forced to vibrate on the lowest level and operate like animals, they get treated like animals in the slave plantation. So, tap dance master, just pay me some money, when what you're being paid with is a debt instrument of slavery that has no value. So who out there is smart enough to fucking understand that real value, intrinsic value, comes from scarcity, and the items that exist within that scarcity and have the 5 fundamentals that are applied to definition of real money would be gold, silver, and Bitcoin. So if you acquire tangible assets with paper currency, and then you take those tangible assets and you put it in a safe, nothing can stop you from building your own asset bank. And it hasn't anything to do with a team. It has absolutely nothing to do with you relying on other people. It's just taking whatever you earn in paper and converting it to a tangible asset that you put in your personal safe or your overseas vault. It's a simplistic methodology towards acquiring and preservation of wealth that very few people accept, understand, and participate in. So I'm going to suggest that the people who do understand it aggressively and more aggressively do it, because inflationary markets create price discovery in tangible assets. The relationship to cost goes up when we exist in an inflation type situation. So a true supply and demand market creates more demand, which increases price. Okay? So it's smart and beneficial for the people paying attention to acquire those assets while no one's paying attention. And then monitor the market so that you're constantly buying at the dips, because attention spans come and go, which makes the price go up and down. So constantly monitor the markets, buy at the dips, build your own bank. Put those 3 assets in your safe: gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Have you an offshore vault, one in Germany and one in Switzerland. And if you're not comfortable with Germany and Switzerland, get one in Singapore. And this is real advice for the people who are real enough to want to step out of Stockholm Syndrome. Because it's one thing to know that you're on a plantation, it's another thing to accept it, and then it's a third thing to fight to keep other slaves at the same level of control that you're at. But free will means that you have the ability to make a different choice, and to step outside of paper control and influence, you have to do it through gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Plain and simple. Historically, tangible assets have always been the outlet to paper. And people have no recollection of history. And for some reason in the 21st century, people can't read. So, hey, no one knows that gold, silver used to be money in a vault. And paper was a receipt for said money that you had in that vault. Now that the vault has been robbed and the elite basically ran off with the gold and silver, all you're left with is the paper receipt, and people think that that's money. But that's because there's no reference to history. So I'm encouraging you guys, and I do this video marketing to say there's a chance to expose people to tangible assets, becoming their own bank, stepping into empowerment outside of paper, and existing on another level because you took the time to individually stack what you have. All you got to do is minimize expenses, eliminate liabilities, convert paper money to tangible assets, put it in a vault, and boom. Now your asset bank becomes one of empowerment. It's just that simple. You make $150,000 at work in the course of 12 months. Do as much as you can to convert as much of that salary as possible, and do that consistently over a 5-year basis, so that out of the 150 you make, you get closer to 50, 60, 70, 80,000 of it saved in gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Easy. Don't require a team. Don't require you to tell anybody any fucking thing. Don't even require you to even make videos. You know, you can move silently, just converting your salary to a vault, and then keeping that vault to your fucking self. The only reason to bring somebody else in is because humans aren't smart enough to fucking realize you can accomplish more in numbers, in unity. So if you get your gold, silver, and Bitcoin from a network marketing program, and you bring others into getting the same thing, then you can leverage your time and your ability to earn income, because network marketing companies pay you for referrals. So now you're building faster, because you're folding people into saving assets. You're doing it through a payment referral system, and you're leveraging your time and accomplishing more faster. But that's not something people can somehow grasp and understand. So fuck it, do it by yourself. The point is to do it. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I hope that some of these seeds don't fall on concrete, and at least one of them sprouts. And if not, God won't fault me for not exposing you to the information. You know what I'm saying? You could say that you don't care, you never paid attention, but you can't say that you were never told.